A massive controversy has just erupted at one of the world's most prestigious debating societies, the Oxford Union, a highly anticipated debate on India's security policy towards Pakistan has collapsed into a public slanging match with accusations of lies, deliberate sabotage, and what one Indian speaker called a Pakistani Gambit to avoid a face-to-face confrontation. So, what exactly happened? Let's break down this international incident that's making headlines. The stage was set at the Oxford Union for a fiery debate on a very provocative motion. This house believes that India, as a response to Pakistan, is a populist strategy sold as security policy. The event was scheduled for November 27th, and it promised to be a clash of intellectual titans. However, just hours before it was set to begin, the entire thing fell apart, leading to two completely different stories from the Indian and Pakistani camps. Let's look at the Indian side of the story, primarily from lawyer J Sai Deepak, who is slated to be a key speaker. He took to X, formerly Twitter, to give a detailed blow-by-blow account of the chaos. According to him, the entire event was on shaky ground from the very beginning. He pointed out potential conflicts of interest, noting that key organizational roles within the Oxford Union were held by individuals with ties to Pakistan. He specifically named Musa Harai, the Oxford Union president, as allegedly being the son of Pakistan's Minister of Defense Production, and also mentioned the treasurer, Raza Nazar. This raised eyebrows, suggesting a potential bias in how the event was being managed. The problems didn't stop there. The original lineup for the Indian side was a powerhouse trio: former Chief of Army Staff General M. Maravane, politician and economist Dr. Subramanian Swamy, and another prominent figure, Sachin Pilot. This was a team designed to robustly defend India's position. But just 2 days before the debate, General Naravane and Dr. Swamy had to pull out due to what were described as unavoidable commitments. This last-minute change sent the organizers scrambling to find replacements. Despite the incredibly short notice, J Sai Deepak, who was already committed to speaking, stepped up. He managed to pull together a new team from within the UK, bringing on board Manu Kajuria and Pandit Satish K. Sharma. They were ready to go, prepared to argue their case and defend India's security policies. All systems were go until the afternoon of the debate itself. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. At 3:13 p.m. on November 27th, just a few hours before the debate was scheduled to start, Sai Deepak says he received a call. The message was startling the Pakistani delegation, which included high-profile figures like former Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Khar and Defense Minister Khawaja Mohammad Asif, had not even landed in London yet. Hearing this, the Indian team, who were on their way, made the logical decision to abandon their journey to Oxford. After all, if the opposing side wasn't even in the country, there was no debate to be had. But then things got even stranger. A little while later, Deepak claims he received confirmation that the Pakistani delegation had, in fact, landed. Not only had they landed, but they were reportedly already checked into a hotel in Oxford. This new information completely changed the narrative. From the Indian team's perspective, it looked like a deliberate deception. This led Sai Deepak to launch a blistering attack on social media. He accused the Pakistani side of deserting the battlefield even before the battle begins. He suggested that they lacked the courage to face a live, unscripted debate where they would be challenged on their country's policies and actions. He didn't just criticize the Pakistani speakers. He also took aim at the Oxford Union's leadership. He accused them of allowing the prestigious institution to be dragged in muck and effectively become a mouthpiece for the Pakistan High Commission in London. He felt the union had failed in its duty to ensure a fair and organized event. His sentiment was echoed by others. Shiv Sena UBT lawmaker Priyanka Chaturvedi also weighed in, taking a sharp dig at Pakistan. She posted on X, "Pakistan is crying again over an Oxford Union debate. This is for the record." Once again, they have proved to be liars. Expecting any better from them was not even on my list. Her comment amplified the Indian narrative that this was a deliberate act of avoidance by the Pakistani side. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the story coming from the Pakistan High Commission in London. Their version of events is, unsurprisingly, completely different. They released an official statement expressing their regret over the situation, but in their telling, the fault lay squarely with the Indian delegation. Their statement claimed that the Indian side, which they still listed as the original lineup of General Naravane, Dr. Swami, and Sachin Pilot, had withdrawn at the last minute. According to the Pakistan High Commission, this last-minute withdrawal handed a walkover to the Pakistani side. They framed the situation not as their own failure to show up, but as the Indian team's lack of confidence. Their statement implied that the Indian speakers were unwilling or unable to defend India as security policy in what they described as a neutral and intellectually rigorous debate. They essentially painted a picture of India running scared from an open discussion at a prestigious international forum. So we have two completely contradictory accounts. The Indian side says they were told the Pakistani delegation hadn't arrived, only to find out later that they had, suggesting a deliberate ploy to cancel the debate. The Pakistani side says the Indian delegation pulled out at the last minute, essentially forfeiting the contest. Who's telling the truth? Let's analyze the inconsistencies. The Pakistani High Commission statement mentioned the original Indian speakers, not the replacement team that J Sai Deepak had assembled. This could be seen as either a simple mistake due to outdated information, or, as some might argue, a deliberate attempt to misrepresent the situation and make it seem like the original high-profile team had backed out. On the other hand, the Indian team's actions were based on information they received from the organizers. If the Oxford Union officials themselves told Sai Deepak that the Pakistani team hadn't landed, then his team's decision to turn back seems perfectly reasonable. The core of the issue then shifts to the communication from the Oxford Union itself. Was it a simple miscommunication, a genuine mistake? Or was there something more intentional at play, as Sai Deepak's allegations about the union's leadership might suggest? The term Pakistani Gambit used by Sai Deepak is very strong. A gambit in chess is an opening move in which a player sacrifices a piece to gain a strategic advantage. Here, he is suggesting Pakistan sacrificed its appearance at the debate to achieve a different goal, avoiding a public grilling while simultaneously being able to claim a propaganda victory by framing it as India backing out. By not showing up on time and creating confusion, they could cause the debate to be canceled and then control the narrative through their official channels, which is exactly what their High Commission statement attempted to do. This incident goes beyond just a canceled university debate. It's a microcosm of the larger information war that often plays out between India and Pakistan. Every event, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity for narrative building and point scoring. The Oxford Union, known for centuries as a bastion of free speech and rigorous debate, has found itself caught in the middle of this geopolitical tussle. The fallout has been significant. The reputation of the Oxford Union has taken a hit, with critics like Sai Deepak accusing it of organizational failure and allowing itself to be manipulated. For the Pakistani side, while they claimed a walkover, they are now facing accusations of cowardice and deception on a very public stage. For the Indian side, they are trying to set the record straight and expose what they see as a deliberate sabotage attempt. It's a messy, complicated affair with no clear, independent verification of the timeline of events. Was the Pakistani delegation genuinely delayed, or was it a calculated move? Did the Oxford Union organizers bungle the communications, or were they complicit in a one-sided narrative? The truth likely lies somewhere in the flurry of phone calls, emails, and conflicting statements that took place on that chaotic afternoon. What we can say for sure is that a valuable opportunity for dialogue however contentious, was lost. Instead of a debate on policy, we got a public spectacle of accusations and counter-accusations. The motion itself, questioning whether India's security policy is driven by populism, is a serious and important topic. But instead of debating the substance, the focus has shifted entirely to the procedural collapse and the blame game that followed. It's a farce, as Sai Deepak called it, that has left everyone involved looking worse off and has only added another layer of mistrust to an already fraught relationship. This whole episode serves as a powerful reminder of how difficult it is to have a structured, good faith debate on sensitive geopolitical issues, even in a supposedly neutral and academic setting like the Oxford Union. The political baggage is often too heavy, and the temptation to score propaganda points can easily overwhelm the spirit of intellectual exchange. What a shame for everyone who was hoping to see a real debate of ideas. Instead, we got a masterclass in modern-day political maneuvering and public relations warfare. Thanks for watching. What do you think really happened here? Was it a Pakistani Gambit, an organizational failure, or did the Indian side get cold feet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on complex global stories like this one, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next video.